Oh, hey everybody, my name's Ed. Okay, so we're going to do another haul. It's been a while. We're just going to jump into it. This was going to be mostly back issues with a couple of more recent comics, although I think a few of these are kind of a few months behind. But anyway, we're just going to jump right into it. So this is Basilic number 11. So this came out like a year or so ago, or a little bit more than that, right? But Basilic, pretty interesting little horror comic I've been enjoying. Uh, More recent horror comic. This is Bone Orchard uh, Mythos, the 10,000 Black Feathers. So this is Jeff Lemire and Andrea Sorrentino. Interesting setup. It's a little bit kind of slow, but okay. But it's still fine. All right. Avengers War Against Time. This is Paul Levitz and Alan Davis. This has the original Avengers giving you some hijinks, I think, with Kang. I don't know. This is issue 2, so I'm sure they did this because of that Ant-Man, that movie that came out a few months ago. Kang was the bad guy in that. Here is the Avengers. Let's see. The creative team is Jed McKay and C.F. Villa. This is number 3. Big Avengers adventures and shenanigans and hijinks. Hey Kids Comics Volume 3 by Howard Chaykin. This is basically Howard Chaykin's kind of semi-autobiographical. Well, I won't say autobiographical, but it is really Howard Chaykin's really dark and cynical and sarcastic look at the comic book industry. Starting in the 40s, and he's working his way up through the decades. We should be at the 70s or 80s, right around now. And he jumps back and forth through times, and a lot of the characters are either they're loosely based on real people. You could tell the people who are supposed to be Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, and certain people are probably Jack Cole, and these older guys like Jack Cole or Harvey Kurtzman. Those characters are a little bit more vague. Guys who are supposed to be Chaykin himself, Neil Adams, all these old great people. And like I said, it's all this really dark, cynical take on how basically the comic book industry screws over a lot of its creators and whatnot. I mean, it's funny, it's really interesting, it's very fascinating. And if you know a little bit about comic book history, the publishing side, it's like I said, it's very fascinating. This is issue 2. All right. And then here's the back issues. Most of these kind of fall into the sort of, these are all kind of comedies and sort of like teen comedy, Archie, Jughead, wacky, spunky people next door or whatever. So this is Millie the Model 176. Okay. You could tell just by the way the characters are dressed, this has got to be from like around the late 60s, early 70s. It was probably, let's see, I'm going to guess. I'm going to say 1970. Let's see here. Let's see if I'm right. 1969. All right. It's also fun, and this holds true to a couple other comics down here, that the art style started out. Million Model's been around since like the 40s or 50s or late 40s, I believe. And the art style started out a little bit different, maybe a little bit more realistic or more representational. But by the time you get to the late 50s, 60s, they're totally trying to copy like the whole kind of Archie comics kind of format and style here, right? So that's that. Here's Angel and the Ape number number 1. So Angel and the Ape, they're supposed to be wacky kind of detectives. And I think the Ape is also kind of moonlights or freelances as like a comic book artist. This really looks like something that would have been like a Hanna-Barbera, like early '70s Saturday morning cartoon, you know, back in these days. Again, you could tell it's late. Oh, here it's right here on the cover, 1968, first series. They did a couple of miniseries that I have. Sorry, excuse me. Maybe I'll break them out one of these days and we can talk about them. They did one that kind of integrated them more into the mainstream DC universe and kind of showed the connections these characters had to. Yeah, let's just say some of the other characters in the DC universe, and then there's another one that's kind of a more vertical, kind of dark satire, cynical thing. Matter of fact, speaking of Howard Chaykin, I'm pretty sure Howard Chaykin wrote the script to that one. I should find that. I should find out whatever long box I got that in. We could like kind of compare the 3 different series. But anyway, here's number 1. And here's number 4. I'd really like to get a few more of these, but they don't seem to be readily available. When I look for them online, sometimes I see them online, sometimes I don't. Sometimes they're like more money than I want to pay for them or whatever. So anyway, DC Comics. Here's Debbie, this kind of a wacky girl next door, and this is like a double-sized issue. Special, 64 pages. Right. Then we have Swing with Scooter, number 9. Here, this kind of touches into what I'm going to say. Look at the art style here, right? And actually, when the comic started, this was right around the time of the British invasion or whatever. And so Scooter was supposed to be, you could tell, here he is with his moped, his little guitar. He's supposed to be kind of this pop star singer who who comes to America, and then he and his friends get into hijinks. So he's kind of like Paul McCartney, Davy Jones from the Monkees, stuff like that, whatever. But this is number 9. Here's number 12, right? Same art style, but you already see they're changing the logo, the title logo, right? Or they're experimenting with the title logo, right? This looks like Archie and Jughead stuff. This is number 30. They went back to the old thing there, but you can tell the art here. We're back to that kind of Dan DeCarlo, Bob Montana. I don't know. I don't know if Dan Parent started working for. I'm not sure what year Dan Parent started working for Archie. Maybe the '70s, late '70s, maybe the '80s, because Dan DeCarlo was there for a long time. But anyway, you can tell it's goofy hijinks, or it's that style, and it's more, let's lean into the goofy hijinks as opposed to the crazy madcap misadventures, right? Here's Binky number Binky number 80. I think Binky's another one of these things that started out in the, let's see here. Oh, I don't know. Title right here it says 1970, but I'm sure some version of Binky existed before then, like a Leave It to Beaver type thing. The Sweet Pain of Frank Demme. I don't know what that is. I'll have to go look it up. All right. And then here is number 81. What's going on here? And now we're dealing with CK, no, CK, JC Phillips. He put it together and came out. Sweet Pain. All right. Okay, then. Bears further investigation. Only 25 cents. This must be a double issue. Oh, this was another double issue as well. This was a double issue, double sized issue. This was a double sized issue. All right. Okay, so also, what's going on here? Huh? I think that is a kind of unintentional double entendre going on. All right, okay, so that's it. I've got to thank you very much for watching. I do appreciate it. And you guys all have a great day. Oh, wait, here we go.